Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the briefest Thursday ThoughtFLOW you're ever gonna see. I mean, I'm here. Jerry's here. Harmony's here. Oh, hey, thanks, Harm. Yeah, it's a Thursday, a very, very monumental Thursday. Ketanji Brown Jackson. I mean, it actually happened. She is a Supreme Court justice. I am so excited about it for 1,000 reasons. The biggest one being that in the face of adversity, no matter how ridiculous those schmeckles looked carrying on, at the end of the day, her skill, her talent, her grace and majesty, her perseverance, and her record got her to exactly where she was supposed to be, which is on the Supreme Court and the most qualified member on the court. She will be. I'm so excited about it for 1,000 reasons. And it's not just because she is a Black woman, but I am telling you, I am very excited about that. And for those that say, why do we have to make it a big deal when somebody is the first? Well, here's why. We have to make it a big deal when somebody is the first because we have to make sure that it is not the last time either. We have to make sure that people recognize that we are still having firsts that should have been happening all along. Yes, Rachel, it is a huge deal. And Jerry, and still I rise. Yes. Her tale is just brilliant. And she will do brilliant things because she's done brilliant things. And she is exactly where she's supposed to be because she earned it. So for those out there who want to call it an affirmative action hire, Tucker Swanson, we don't really care about what you have to say because at the end of the day, you got to where you are because you're the heir to the Swanson empire, not because you are anything better than the bow ties that you used to wear back in the day. But I digress. Back to the important part of the story, which is that again, it's not just because she's a Black woman. It's because she is a woman. It is because she is a talented woman. It is because she is a talented woman that swims in rough seas even though there are plenty of female attorneys in the world, let's be honest, there's a men's club that goes on there. Look at what Jessica said when she was on last week about being a woman who looks a little different, lives a different life, who doesn't color in the lines, and how hard it is for her just in law school to be able to ascend and to be told that she can go through law school, she can pass the bar, and they can still say no because they don't like the fact that she's a model. Just think about that. Think about that. You know, we talk about sex barriers and race barriers and gender barriers. But then when we get beyond that, there is a freaking barrier for everything and for no reason. Why is it that somebody can't go into a field where they will excel and be talented and help people and change lives? Because some dude in a suit decided that they don't like it just because it's never been done before. And then some woman in a suit supports that. I call bullshit. I think it's really time that we work to change these systems, these paradigms. I think it's time to say when you see something that looks weird or different to you, rather than saying, oh, that's weird and different, I don't like it, so I'm going to move on. Why can't you just say, that's weird and different, and keep going? Or if it's really interesting, maybe you research it, maybe you look into it. Why do we cling to a status quo that doesn't serve us? I mean, it serves the people who created it, right? It serves the people who bask in that whole structured square boxes situation that we tend to find ourselves in. But who else does it benefit? It doesn't really benefit anybody else. We have to support bending the lines, or maybe even erasing them, maybe climbing the ladder and carrying other people up the ladder with us, right? Why not? Because it hasn't been done before? There's a lot of things that haven't been done before. Sometimes I just decide that I'm going to get dressed in the closet with the lights off in the morning. Seriously, I do this sometimes. Just don't ask. But I do it because I just want, it's a different experience. It's how do I navigate something that's different? Can I navigate it? Do I get freaked out? Am I afraid of what's in the closet? No, I'm not. There are people that have to live every single day uncomfortably, whatever. There are people that have to go through every stage of their life hiding. They can't be who they are. They can't say what they think. And no, I'm not saying this in the whole PC, like being politically correct is a bad thing. I'm saying they can't say what they think because they have had to become small. They've had to shrink to just be able to exist and survive in this world that we're in right now. It's so freaking wrong. We do this to ourselves, and we need to be looking at it in a different way. Sissy says, or just realize how many hats that person has to wear just living their life every day. Yes. Why is it that we can't look at that person that's wearing the hats? And we've seen them. We've seen them be small. You can feel it when somebody is in a place where they don't fit or they feel like they're not supposed to be there. Is it hard to invite them in? You know, we've all been in the situation where you've walked into a room and it just feels, you know, you get that tickle. It just doesn't really feel good. It doesn't feel like you're supposed to be there. And how welcoming is the smile that someone gives you, right? That smile, that little bit of eye contact where you know maybe it's not the most comfortable place to be in, but I know that there are good people here. Why can't we do that? As we break down these boundaries, as we see more of these firsts happening, as we celebrate them, what we're doing is we're softening the lines. And my light's going out. We're softening the lines. We are priming spaces to be more welcoming, accommodating, accepting of people that don't typically get invited, aren't typically included. And to me, it's why we're here. Like at the end of the day, do you think that we would all be so different if we weren't supposed to celebrate each other's differences? I don't know. I tend to think that part of the interesting thing about being human, especially at this time, right, where there are so many things are in flux. It's kind of like when the tide is, I'm not a nautical person, but you know, when you're at the ocean and you can see the water coming in as the water's going out, and it's kind of creating a lot of churn. There's actually a word for it, but I don't remember what it is. Anyway, point of the story is it's like that. When that's happening, we have to make a decision. We're either going to run away from it, or we're going to walk forward and embrace it and just be where we are. And again, invite people in. I'm hoping that with KBJ, in the House, in the court. I'm hoping that people start to normalize the good parts about what this means. And I'm hoping that people start to demonize, and I use that word intentionally. The way her hearings were conducted was aberrant. And in my opinion, not enough people were coming out against that kind of behavior. I think that we need to be doing more coming out against that behavior. We need to stop saying, oh, yeah, wow, that was really bad. In my opinion, I think what we really need to be doing is going out and saying, no. You know what, you're my lawmaker, you represent me in my area, my district, my state, whatever it is, and I think you behaved like a complete ass. And in order for you to continue to get my support, you're going to have to do better. We have to get more involved in what's happening in our politics here, because we are being run roughshod over. And pretty soon, there's not going to be a whole lot left for us to protest against, because I don't necessarily know that the ability to protest is going to continue to be a thing. Look at it now. Not super great, unless you broke into the Capitol, in which case, hey, it was all good. You were just tourists. Anyway, back to my original point, and then I'm going to sign off. This is an historic day. This is amazing. And I think that we should take a day or two, maybe have a dark and stormy, celebrate, do your thingy thing, woo woo. But then I think we have to look to do more. We have to normalize these things. I would love to see more people of different stripes and types out here doing these things, normalizing differences. Rachel, oh, why am I forgetting her names? Because I'm so tired. You know, I mean, the former medical, as soon as I get off this call, I'm going to remember her name. Anyway, the first trans woman, I think first trans anyone in government is Rachel, not Rachel Carson. Jesus Christ, Pennsylvanians, help me out here. Anyway, point of the story is we need to see more of that. We need to see more differences. We need to see more Pete Buttigieg and his husband and their children. We need to realize that these people that are people just like the rest of us shouldn't be hiding anymore. We should be able to say that person has qualifications. Rachel Levine, thank you. Oh my God, I can't believe that's like the easiest last name ever. Anyway, we need to be normalizing these things. We need to be standing up for people. We need to be saying they are people. And because they are people, I support them. And if I don't support their politics, I still support them as human beings. We should not be allowing what happened to Ketanji Brown Jackson to be happening on a regular basis, and yet that's what continues to happen. We have lost all sense of civility and common sense. And Jesus, we can't even get on a damn airplane without somebody taking off their pants or waving their britches around or screaming and yelling and being carted off. In regaining civility, maybe we'll establish a new normal. And maybe that normal will start, in that normal, we'll start to celebrate people's differences rather than vilifying people for being different. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So I'm just thrilled that I got to see this. I mean, I'm almost 48. I never thought I would see this. To be honest, I seriously never thought I would see this. And to me, Clarence Thomas is just an anomaly. He's a disaster, actually. He's disgusting. But, you know, I think I'm going to say it. I think he was kind of a pity placement. And I think he pulled all the right strings and did the right things and said the right things and married the right person. Yes, Kevin Bowen, it is a great day today. I think I'm just, she is going to be a voice, even in that ridiculously imbalanced conservative court. And listen, I have no problem with conservatives if they're true conservatives, not what we've got right now. The court is so politicized at this point that I question their relevance, but I have a much better ability to believe in the court, knowing that somebody of her caliber is on the court. Because you don't get to where she is as a black woman in America unless you are beyond reproach. And tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, where are the others? Do you think there's nobody else in the whole wide world that's tried to get there? No. Yes, she's an inspiration for so many, and that is the piece, right? Thank you, Rachel. I think I started to say that like 5 hours ago. It's not just for black women. It's not just for people who look like me. It's for women. It's for men. Because seriously, dudes, you need to realize, not you dudes, because everybody watching this show that's a dude is like on it. For all of us, everyone, binary, non-binary, this, that, tall, short, what I think this does for us, again, is that it takes people who have been left on the fringes, people who've been counted out, and it says, you can do this. You can do this. You can be a part of this. You can make change happen. So it's a big day, folks. It's a really, really big day. Take the time to just breathe it in and celebrate this day, because we've got a long road ahead of us, but we got to celebrate the wins when we get them. Still a long road. Everybody, thank you for listening. Sorry it's a short show tonight. Like I said, for those of you that just jumped in, my partner in parlance is out for today. She had an emergency, and but I still wanted to talk because I couldn't let this monumentous occasion go by without commenting. So everybody, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. You might see me again this weekend. We'll see. Currently have a flood in my basement, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, thanks, guys. Bye.